This is a KSN News breaking news report.
We begin tonight with that breaking news. According to the Harvey County Dispatch, one person is injured after an explosion at a home. It happened in the 5700 block of North Halstead between Heston and Halstead. Dispatch says one person was transported to the hospital in serious condition. We do have a crew headed to the scene and will bring you any updates as they become available.
Voters in Indiana headed to the polls today to choose who they wanted to represent them in the upcoming presidential election. And before the results were announced, there were 2 Democrats and 3 Republicans left in that race.
However, now there are 2 Democrats and only 2 Republicans after Texas Senator Ted Cruz dropped out of the race tonight. Let's get you caught up on the latest polling results from Indiana. On the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders has picked up the win. He currently has 53% of the vote. Hillary Clinton with 47%.
And over on the Republican side, Donald Trump picks up the huge win from Ted Cruz. Trump has 53% of the vote, Cruz 36%, and Ohio Governor John Kasich had 7%.
Republican Party Chairman Reince Priebus spoke with Trump as the results rolled in. In a tweet tonight, Priebus said, quote, "Donald Trump will be the presumptive GOP nominee. We all need to unite and focus on defeating Hillary Clinton." Steve
Handelsman joins us now live with how this could impact the race. Steve.
Thanks. Good evening. There were cries of no, don't do it here at Ted Cruz's headquarters in Indianapolis. His passionate supporters and Republicans around the country who are passionate about Donald Trump not being their nominee are both unhappy. Losing the last best chance to stop Donald Trump, Ted Cruz told grieving supporters in Indianapolis that his path to the nomination just closed.
With a heavy heart, but with boundless optimism for the long-term future of our nation, we are suspending our campaign.
Mission accomplished for Donald Trump.
But I won with women, we won with men, we won with Hispanics.
Now the likely GOP nominee, Trump wants the backing of Cruz.
And Ted Cruz, I don't know if he likes me or if he doesn't like me, but he is one hell of a competitor. He is a tough, smart guy.
A huge turnaround from yesterday.
Honestly, I think he's crazy.
Cruz had savaged Trump.
This man is a pathological liar.
Out of the brawl walked a winner. Democrat Bernie Sanders scored a surprise victory in Indiana.
The ideas that we are fighting for are the ideas of the future of America.
But Hillary Clinton remains on track for the Democratic nomination and a seemingly sure general election fight with Trump, now that Ted Cruz is out. With the focus shifting now entirely to the Trump-Clinton battle. Live from Indianapolis, I'm Steve Handelsman reporting.
All right, thank you, Steve. Now, if you're all getting a little burned out on the primaries, don't worry, the end is in sight. Next week, Nebraska and West Virginia voters will go to the polls. On the 17th, Kentucky and Oregon will hold their primaries.
May 24th, the Evergreen State will make its voices heard. Then on June 7th, California, Montana, New Jersey, New Mexico, along with North and South Dakota will vote. And then the District of Columbia wraps up the season on June the 14th. Each party will then host a convention to officially choose their nominees for president and vice president.
The GOP National Convention will be held in Cleveland from July 18th to the 21st. The Democratic National Convention will be the week of July 25th in Philadelphia.
We've just learned about some breaking news regarding the future of Wichita State football. There are reports tonight that the Shockers could try and join a new conference. Sports Director Emily Gagnon is here with the latest information for us. Emily?
Yeah, guys, here's the deal. If you guys have a football fever, you might get your fix sooner than later. CBS Sports reports Wichita State has contacted the Mountain West Conference about membership. The school has been exploring its conference options in basketball and football for a few months now. 12 programs play in the Mountain West. Only 11 of them are basketball playing members since Hawaii plays hoops in the Big West. If WSU wants to bring back its football program, it won't be cheap, guys. An industry source says at least $50 million. In 30 to 45 days, documents updating the progress of WSU's football feasibility study are expected. Of course, we will bring those to you as soon as we get them. Darren?
Quite a development. Okay, thank you, Emily. A former KU and NFL football player says he is innocent of rape charges. Dana Stubblefield has been charged with raping a developmentally delayed woman at his home after she came over for a babysitting job interview. The woman said he raped her, but Stubblefield says the sex was consensual and denies forcing the woman to have sex.
But I am not a perfect man. However, the allegations against me coming a year after a consensual encounter with another woman are all totally false.
Stubblefield's attorneys say the woman has filed civil lawsuits as part of a money grab.
A former police officer for the VA Medical Center in Kansas City is accused of sexually abusing 2 girls. 38-year-old Sean Acree of Mission is charged with 5 felony counts, including aggravated indecent liberties with a child. A VA spokesman says Acree had been a training sergeant for the VA police but resigned last month. He's now being held in the Johnson County Jail on a $250,000 bond.
Wichita police are asking for your help in locating these 2 suspects who are connected to a shooting. Yeah, police say on April 25th around 2 in the morning, these 2 suspects were caught on video shooting at a vehicle behind Bionic Burgers on East 21st Street. The building was hit by gunfire. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 267-2111.
And police are still looking for the man who attacked another man in a Quick Trip bathroom and stole his wallet. It happened last Wednesday at the Quick Trip near Douglas in Washington. Police say the suspect came up behind the victim in the restroom and hit him several times with a chunk of concrete. The injured man remains in the hospital tonight. Anyone with information is asked to call the Wichita Police Department.
Wichita has a new plan to try to clean up the city from illegal dumping. Today, the council approved spending up to $150,000 a year to contract with Waste Connections of Kansas to pick up trash dumped all around the city. Until now, city workers had to put the rest of their jobs on hold to clean up the dump sites. Neighbors hope illegal dumping will end soon.
It's irritating, and it's an eyesore. Plus, I know it's not healthy for the environment.
Right now, this is a 1-year deal. The city says they hope to kick things into gear in about a week or so. Well, the weather seems to be improving, but how long will it last? Let's check in with Dave.
Well, certainly overnight tonight looking really nice. The only thing we're picking up on the radar, and it looks horrible, but all it is just atmospheric effects around each of the radar sites. Nothing at all to be concerned about. In fact, overnight we're just going to be delightful. Let's check our Wichita First forecast. As we go through the overnight hours, we're going to be seeing mainly clear skies around Wichita and south central Kansas. 53 degrees at midnight. We'll drop down to 48 for a little bit of a cool morning, and then by the time you're out the door and on the way to the bus stop or work at 8 o'clock, already sunny skies and 51 degrees. Now, when I come back in a couple of minutes, we're going to really talk about a wonderful warm-up, and then we'll talk about showers and storms coming back, possibly causing some changes to your plans for Mom on Sunday.
Okay, see you then. Thank you, Dave. A new credit report says the state's economy is in trouble. An international rating agency released its findings today, downgrading the Kansas credit outlook from stable to negative. KSN's Emily Younger is here with a breakdown of this report. Emily.
And well, Darren, this is similar to getting a bad grade on a report card. And according to the study, Kansas has a lot of work to do before it can improve. Dollar distress in Kansas.
It's saying, warning,
you're spending money you don't have. At least that's what a new report issued today by international credit rating service Moody's has to say about the state's financial situation. The service downgraded the state's credit outlook from stable to negative today.
I think what Moody's is seeing is what a lot of us have been seeing is that there doesn't seem to be structural balance either in the economy or in the finances or in the decision-making process that would lead somebody to believe that the state is going to make good on its obligation.
The report cites a few reasons for the downgrade. 1, the state's problems balancing the budget. 2, major tax cuts. And 3, dipping into an underfunded pension plan, also known as CAPERS. Wichita State University finance professor Kenneth Kriz putting it into perspective.
It would be like a family that budgeted as if they were going to get, an income of $5,000 and they really only got an income of $4,500.
Overall, the report says the state has come up with short-term fixes for long-term problems. And by doing that, Kansas is, quote, accumulating large and expensive long-term liabilities that it'll be paying off for a long time. Now, it's important to note that this was the state's financial outlook that was downgraded, not the state's credit rating. But experts say if the state doesn't figure out a solution to its budget problems, the rating will be the next thing to drop. Emily Younger, KSN News.
Let's hope that does not happen, right?
Yeah, not good for our borrowing power.
No, not at all. Still to come here tonight at 10. Many believe Kansas schools aren't adequately funded, and that's causing some teachers to leave the state. But tonight, we actually found some dedicated educators who told us Kansas is the place they want to be.
It's game 2 between the Royals and Nationals, but could Kansas City's bats finally come alive? Emily has highlights later in sports.